It's Miss Keith. Okay, so I want to talk about Second Corinthians verses 6 through 10. That saying we hear, walk by faith, not by sight, where Paul is reminding us that while we're here on earth, walking in our physical bodies, not present with the Lord, that we need to be confident in all the promises he made and be an obedient student, making decisions and walking, knowing that when we are in the presence of the Lord, we will go to judgment and he will judge what you have done in your physical body. Remember, death is figurative, not literal. So when you leave this body here, you're judged based off what you do. Paul is urging us to not make decisions based off sight, meaning don't make decisions based off how things appear here on earth. Don't make decisions based on what society accepts here. Don't make decisions just because something looks good don't mean it is good for you. Keep in mind that your one goal is to have the opportunity to be present with the Lord and to be able to sit next to him by the things that you have done while walking this earth. So this is temporary. Home with our Father is permanent. You can only get a permanent seat with God if you're walking according to his word. Don't worry about what the world says is possible. Don't worry about what they say is acceptable. Worry about what he says is acceptable. He tells us to be in this world, to not be of this world. And that's why he's telling us to use our heart, mind, spirit, and soul to make decisions, not what we see physically, not what society has manifested for us as acceptable. Don't make decisions based off lust, greed, manipulation, selfishness. Don't do that. That's walking by sight. The reason that I say it's walking by sight because it's walking in the ways of this world. Walking by faith and walking by sight. Don't walk by faith, but walk by sight is to me talking about the decisions that you make during your life here on earth while you're waiting for judgment. And Paul says he's confident whether he is he's confident whether he's here now or whether he's with the Lord, whether he's in the presence of being judged by our Father. He's confident as long as he walks by the faith that he has in God, that he will be ultimately okay. We all need to adapt that train of thought. We need to adapt that mind state, and we'll be a little bit better off. Not a little bit better off, a lot better off. We get rushed into making decisions based off what's acceptable, or we'll get in a bad situation and we'll pick or do the first thing that we see. Even with relationships, we rush and we hurry to get married to someone or to have a baby and get our family started. But instead of waiting on God to secure that process properly and to mold us and get us ready for it, and then to get our partner who has been molded ready for us, we rush and make our own decisions. And then we have a life of turmoil where we might be open to fornication, adultery, abuse, just a whole lot of things that we wouldn't have had to face if we had followed the path of having faith and allowing God to move these things in our situation. We have to stop trying to help him. He doesn't need our help. We have to stop trying to move situations the way that we want them to, the way that we think they should do, without consulting God. When you're at work, if you want to do something that's out of the norm, you don't take it upon yourself. You consult whoever your supervisor is as your boss. In a relationship, you don't do something to offend the other person without considering them. So why are we doing less than those things when we're dealing with God? Walk in the full purpose of meeting him one day. Walk in the full purpose of being able to spend time with the Lord. Walk in the full purpose of using your mind, your spirit, your heart to make those decisions with the unity of what God has accepted from you. Have a blessed day, and thank you for joining me at Journey of the Word Ministry.